middle class is a disease which is worse than cancer. I still remember that day when, the creditor used to come at early morning around like 7 a.m. And that's when I just stepped into my home, and I was doing night shift on that particular day, and I just stepped into my home. And when I stepped into my home, so that after that I just go ahead and sleep because I worked all the night. That's when the creditor is entering at my place, and he was asking and he was fighting with us that, hey, when are you going to give that money back? And that is the kind of a living which I'm talking about, is the middle class living, the middle class trap, which we are binded into that particular trap. And living in a middle class family, I think that I am cursed to born in that particular family, unless and until I came to know that how to come out of that middle class thinking, how to come out of that mediocre life. Because I used to think that, hey, this is what it is, this is how the life is, living in that particular chawl, and every now and then there is a fight at home, the financial challenges all over the place at home, and sometimes not able to eat the right food, not getting a food at plate. And my mom used to feed me a stale curry, borrowing from my neighbor, because we don't have money at home to buy even 1 kg of rice. Because it's just not easy to live that middle class life. But you need to think that, hey, everybody is born with a rich mindset, but the way they believes, the surrounding, the society had actually made them poor, to think them as a poor. And I was able to come out of that middle class thinking, I had to work a lot on myself, because I know for sure that I will not be able to change the entire world. I will not be able to change my family. I will not be able to change anything, no matter what. But one thing which I can change is I can change myself. That's when I took that particular step, and I was able to come out of my middle class life. I started reading books. My first book is Think and Grow Rich. That actually shifted my mindset, and then that's how I started my journey in my self-development. And then I started surrounding with the like-minded people who is not that middle class trap. They are not average people, who is more than that, who is famous, rich. I started hanging around with them. I started investing in myself, in courses, in mentorship programs, in more books. And that's how I was able to come out of this middle class trap. And you know what? Middle class is a disease which is worse than cancer. And if you're also going through with this kind of a life, it's time to take a decision. It's time to take a decision right now, today. Now, this middle class is a trap, where people say that, hey, it is just all depend upon your luck. It is just how you are born and everything. Unless and until you don't know, how to come out of that particular trap. Because it's literally a disease which is worse than that particular cancer. जिसका आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि hey, that is something which is there, and it's all about this mind game. And that's until how I was able to come out of that particular thing. Now today, if you really want to come out of this situation, you're not able to manage your money properly, you're not able to live the life of your dreams, you're not able to come out of the situation where you are just stuck and living that actual mediocre life. Today is the day when you will be able to come out of that mediocre life. But for that you have to make a decision. And that decision, because you remember how I was able to come out of it, because I made a decision on that particular day that, hey, no matter what, Because when I heard that particular quote, like if you are born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, that's your mistake. That hit me very hard. That hit me very hard, that I made that particular decision. No matter what, I will not die middle class. That's when I was able to take that particular decision and started shifting my entire thought process, my life and everything. I was able to come out of that middle class life. Now, if you also want to come out of that middle class life, I have a solution for you. And the solution is nothing to quit mediocrity. Quit your mediocre life by grabbing this book, because this is the book which I have written for the people, all the people who are in this middle class trap, who wants to come out of this middle class life, but they don't know how to come out of this middle class life. This is the book for you. This is the book, after investing like 20 lakhs rupees in my own self-development and knowing that what pain it is, when there is a mist of a mortgage payment, when there is a creep at a place, when there is an abusive relationship, when there is an abusive environment where you're living, like when things is not happening, when you're not able to achieve your dreams. Just this is the book. This is a step by step, where I have mentioned each and everything, how I was able to shift my entire process, my entire life, so that I am on a journey to help achieve the kind of a life I want to live, but not as a middle class life. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put that link below. Go and grab this particular book. That is the decision you need to make today, so that you can also change your middle class life, so that you can say happily, I quit mediocrity, like how I was able to quit my mediocre life. Okay, and then after reading this particular book, comment below, what is your comment, what all things you have implemented which has actually made an impact in your life from this book, because this is for you and it's time for you to quit. And this message is not been came just as a video, but there is a divine calling in you. There is a divine calling in you, and there is a divine who wants you to come out of this particular life. This is the book. Go and grab it. Till that time, take care. See you and say, I quit mediocrity.